right, so let's get a show for you. Is Mason Trappio.
Yeah? Well, hi, I'm Mason Trappio, and that's with 2 P's. That was really significant in elementary school whenever I had to say my name or like spell my name for a substitute teacher when it was their first time like teaching our class. You know, they go through like Ronald here, Smith here, Thompson here. Trappio? It's Trappio. No, how do you spell it? T, R, A. Do I have to continue? Yeah. P, and as soon as I said the first P, everybody in the classroom would turn towards me. Say, P, P. I have to go through that all the time. And I was always wondering, like, why do I have to spell it out? Because it should be there on the paper. And they're just like, just spell it out anyway. And then it was really weird, like, I was in tag, so some of the kids were real smart, and they'd come up to me with these really dumb jokes. And they'd say, Mason, where's your last name from? And I'd say, man, I think it's like Italian or something, like Trappio. And you'd be like, yeah, oh, that makes sense because you got 2 P's, so European. But I can thank my dad for that. He gave me 2 last names. You know, Mason is the last name. Another thing I can thank my dad for, being it almost November, Thanksgiving, you know, so I'm thankful. He gave me a cell phone. And so when I got it, it was before my voice had changed. So my voice was real high, and I had to set up my voicemail for the first time with something like I was proud of. Like, I got a voicemail, man, I'm important. And so, yeah, I set it up, and it was like, hey, my name's Mason, and I'm not here right now, so leave a message, get next spot. And I said it real fast, like my phone was like running away from me. And my dad he was the only one that would leave voicemails. He'd be like, hey, Mason, it's your father, call me back. Hey, Mason, I don't know where you are right now, call me back. Hey, Mason, make sure you get some while you're out because your mother didn't cook and you won't be starving at home like me. So, I had to deal with that. This one time, he called and left this like vitriolic message on my answer machine, and I had to like hold my phone up like this. Mason, you need to change voicemail because it sounds like there's a little girl in the voicemail, and if somebody wants to call and try and give you a job, they're not gonna give you a job because it's gonna sound like your little sister's on the voicemail. That's not you, and they're not gonna give you a job. Bye. So I changed my voicemail, and it took the life out of me to do it because by this time my voice had changed. It changed. and so I had to change from this like awesome nostalgic thing, and so I was like, hey, it's Mason. I'm not here right now. In case you want to give me a job, I'm a hard worker. I get to work on time. Leave a message, I guess. But 2 days ago when I was writing this bit, it changed back, and I got a job. So there, Dad! One time I was at work, and he called me at work, and he's like, Mason, where's the remote? I said, well, I'm at work. I don't know where the... Well, I know you know where that remote is. You better tell me where that remote is. Dad, I'm at work. Like, please, come on. And he's, Mason, I looked all over the damn house for this remote, and you better find that remote. Dad, I'm not gonna go find it. I'm like 6 miles away from home. You need to, look underneath the couch cushion or something. And he hung up the phone. and then, 15 minutes later, he called me back. Mason, I still haven't found this remote. Dad, I have no idea. I'm in a community center setting up these tables. I have no idea where this remote could be. Mason, if I don't get to watch tennis, it's gonna be bad news. Dad, I don't care what the news is. I gotta get paid. Whatever. But, and so, later again, I get another call from home. It's, hey Mason, it's your mother. Hi? Your father.
So you don't you tell him.
Your father was sitting on the road.
Sylvia, why'd you tell him? Tell me, you better keep him in the dark. Sylvia, you should have told him there was there. Just tell him he's not in this room.
So I'm sorry that he interrupted your work. And I was frustrated. But now, oh, hold on. It's the first time doing this. I gotta see these words. All right. It was like, it's like fall now, and I'm talking about the weather. So it was snowing, right? This one day when I was my voice had changed, but I was still real short. And so my dad came to me. It was that kind of snow where it falls and then instantly melts. It's like solid rain, My dad comes up to me. He's like, he pulls out these boots. He's like,
Mason, you better put on these boots.
I said, what?
You better put on these boots. It's snowing outside.
What?
You better Mason, why you getting smart with me?
I said, Dad, I'm not getting smart. I'm just not gonna put on these boots. It's raining outside.
Mason, don't put on these boots.
I said, all right, Dad, I'm not gonna put on these boots. I'm gonna go from the house door to the car door to the car door to the school door, and then to the school door to the car door, from the car door to this whole house door. I'm gonna be outside for 2 minutes.
Mason, I'm not gonna tell you again.
I said, I'm not gonna put on these boots.
Mason, this is the kind of cold that kills the homeless.
What?
Mason, put on these boots.
So I put on the boots, and then he comes back, and he brings me all these other winter accessories. He brings me these mittens that have the strings and then these little clips on them so you can attach it to this part of your coat or whatever. And this big yellow hat with a string on it, and then it said on the back Mason. Dad, I'm in 8th grade. I can't wear this stuff. It's I'm gonna be a laughing stock.
Who cares if you're a laughing stock? You want to get sick?
What?
If you get sick, then that means I gotta take off work. And if I gotta take off work, that means that I'm not gonna get paid. And if I don't get paid, that means we're gonna lose the house. And this is the kind of cold that kills the homeless.
So I put on all that stuff, and I was, I put it all on and give him the meanest face possible so that I'm serious about not wanting to wear this. And then we're walking out of the house down the steps, and man, I tripped on the last step, and I recovered and walked to the car, with my chest high and stuff. And then, I got in the car, he turned on the heat, and we started driving away.
I saw you slipping like ice.
So, that wasn't a good look. I was short, my voice was all over the place, cracking all the time, and I was dressed like a fool, but now I'm taller.
I've got a deeper voice, and I'm not just like a fool.
Anyway, now I'm in college, and it's awesome to be here, and it's a crazy. I'm in a university rather. It's a crazy step up from community college because I transferred, and sometimes every week or so I get these moments right now I'm telling stand-up where it's oh man, I'm in college, man. This is what it's about, college. Ugh. And this one day I was in between getting out of class and going to rehearsal, and I was sitting out on the mall, where I usually go out there and just chill. And I was sitting there, and I was just wow, there's so much going on right now. And so if I was in Mitchell Building and you guys were at McKeldin, there's capoeira going down here near the sundial, and there's a circus club, juggling, riding on unicycles, people juggling on unicycles. There's people throwing frisbees and bros throwing footballs, and people sitting in circles all over the place. And I was wow, man, this is all happening at once, man. And then behind me, this guy pulled out his guitar, and I was oh, there that motherfucker is. People are smoking cigarettes and stuff, and people are typing up essays, and I'm man, there's so much happening right now, man. And then this Asian girl takes that dude's guitar, he pulls out this other case, pulls out this like instrument that's like this half barrel, and it's got these two like glorified rubber bands coming out of it. They're attached to like, you know, where you tune a stringed instrument. And he pulls out a bow, and then he starts playing it, and then she starts playing it, and then like a crowd forms, and they're all jamming like, oh man, yeah, cool man. And I'm like, oh, whoa, I'm so happy. And one second, these guys are doing capoeira and like doing real bad, and they're like throwing frisbees and playing guitar, and like, oh my god, man, this is all happening once I'm in college, man. And then like all of a sudden like this, like I feel all these like all my nerves like tingling from my feet all the way up to my head, and I'm like getting emotional. I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm crying over this shit, man. Like, I'm in college, man. This is amazing, man. There's like this dude, he's like trying to holler at this girl, and she's not having it. I say, you know, there's bros being loud up there, and there's black girls being loud over there. And, all this is happening at once, man. And then they started playing this song, and it was like real fresh for a little bit, and then they had this verse, and they were like, they had just one line, and it was like, Jesus' blood will wash away our sins, and I knew that moment was over.